Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joharis, and you guys really seem to enjoy my last story time on how I got my first black eye, so I decided to do another story time of how I am very injury prone. And this time I'm going to be talking about how I got this big scar on my arm, if you could see it. So yeah. So I actually got injured, or I cut my arm going down the stairs. I am really bad with stairs. Like, I don't know how many times I've fallen down the stairs. I tripped falling down the stairs. Anything with stairs, I'm just really bad at. So what happened was, during this time, my basement was being remodeled. So the exterior of the light switch, it was like sticking out. I'm gonna put a picture of it. So I was going down the stairs, and to turn on the lights, for some reason, I had put my arm on top of the light switch. So this is like the light switch, and I put it on top of here. And as I was going down, I was on the last two steps, and I slipped backwards. So when I slipped backwards, the corner of the light switch, it cut my arm. Because since I had my arm on top of it, when I went backwards, the corner just started to cut. And it just started to cut right here on the side. And then it like went in and just did a straight line, and then for some reason it like missed this whole spot, and it started to cut again right here, and it ended all the way right here. So yeah, so as soon as it happened, I just looked at my arm and it was full of blood. And a lot of people have asked me if I was able to see my bones and like the stuff in there. But no, it was just plain red blood. So I looked at my arm, and actually my little brother saw it all because he was following me to come downstairs. And he was like, and he seen it all, and he like started to cry. But I didn't start to cry, I was just freaked out. So I ran up the stairs and I kind of just like screamed, and my parents looked at me. And after a while I found out that they thought I was pranking them, because apparently they sent me to go get some ketchup that we had downstairs. So they thought I was pranking them by putting some ketchup on my arm and just, you know. But no, they finally realized that it was real blood once it started to drip on the floor, and they started to scream, they started to freak out. So my mom, she got a towel and she wrapped my arm, and my dad got the keys, and we all jumped in the car. My parents actually left without any shoes. They just got up because they were eating, and we rushed to the hospital. So we were in the car, and I was just freaked out. And a lot of people asked me, like, were you crying? And I honestly do not remember crying. All I remember was screaming, because it honestly didn't hurt. When it happened as well, it didn't hurt. Like, usually when you fall and like you scrape your knee or something, it hurts. Like, the cut hurts and it burns, but it didn't burn. Like, it was just blood. Like, it didn't hurt. It when it happened, when I fell, when I cut my arm, nothing hurt. So we got to the hospital, and we went to the emergency room right away, and they took us in. They put us in a room, and my mom actually wasn't in the room with me. It was just me and the nurses, because she didn't want to see the blood and all the stuff going on. So I didn't even want to look at it myself. As they were working on my arm, I was like looking away, like they were over here working on my arm, and I was like that the whole time. I actually didn't end up looking at my arm till like a month later. Like, I did not like it at all. So when they were working on it, they were stitching it and they were stapling it back up, and it didn't hurt. It actually tickled as they were doing it, but I didn't want to see none of that. So like I said, I did not look at it. So I ended up getting about 47, I believe, staples and stitches in total. And after that, I had gone home, and I'm going to put a picture. So if you do not like, there isn't blood, it's just a picture of my arm and the stitches. So yes. Every day I had to clean it, so I had to put, I'm not really sure what it was, but it was like some type of liquid, and it burned a lot. So I had to pour it, and it was basically like to keep it clean, to keep it from any bacteria from going into the cut, and I had to wrap it every day. A couple months after, I did go to the doctor, and basically I went because they try to put like medicine into my arm to try to make the scar the same color as my skin, just because they seen that it wasn't really working, or like it wasn't really healing. So every time I went to the doctor, they put like a shot in my scar. So what they did, they like grabbed a needle and they just like stuck it in here, and they like put the medicine in the liquid or whatever it was. It was actually kind of weird because like this ball would form of like the liquid that they would put in my arm, but they just put like a whole bunch of like shots everywhere. So yeah, I stopped going to those. Not really sure why. I guess because the scar kind of looks like my skin color, I guess you could say, except like right there. So you can still see where the stitches and the staples were on my scar. If I turn like this, you could see it like right here. So yeah, but it actually has healed over time, because originally these two, so it's the same scar, but I guess when I fell, like for some reason it just like skipped or like just like jumped. But this scar used to be like all the way up here, so it did shrink, but it also did get wider, because when I cut my arm it was obviously just a straight line. So I don't know why that happened. But up here, oh my goodness, my nails are so bad. But up here, you could see that like right here it did start healing, but this is the only part that healed out of my whole scar. Like this is how my whole arm is supposed to look, but I'm not really sure why it hasn't healed. It's been 6 years, so I've never really seen any scar like it. Every time I see a scar, it's like this, like healed. You could barely even see it, but it actually starts all the way up here. Well, this is where it ended because it started on this side. But yeah, I've never seen any other scar that's clear. And I feel like these dark spots, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like these dark spots are like blood vessels or something. But that could be a lie. I'm not a doctor. So after a while, I did find out that it could have ended a lot worse, because right here, this is where the scar started, and then it went like this, and then it went up. People say that it looks like a jalapeno, but basically the doctor said that if this cut would have started like right here and just like gone straight up, it would have cut a lot of important blood vessels right here. So it could have ended a lot worse. I've never really been like insecure about it, because I don't really like notice it. Like it's kind of just there. Like I don't really see it or like think about it unless I look at my arm. But it did affect my sports in a little way, not a lot. But I also play volleyball, so when I played volleyball, I had to buy these sleeves, because at that time, the volleyball jerseys that we used, they didn't have long sleeves. It was just like short sleeve. And I bought these sleeves from like Dick's Sporting Good, and basically like what it helped was like it reduced like the pain from the ball hitting your arms. See anything else and you guys want to recommend any video ideas, you can just comment them down below. But if not, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!